Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy.
And I'm Lucas.
And welcome back to Pwnage. And today we're going to be doing a versus video between the Razer Viper Ultimate
and the Pwnage Ultra Custom Symm 2 Wireless.
Yes, so the Viper Ultimate is $130, but if you guys do want to get like the little stand for it to charge it, that's an extra $20 I believe, for a total of $150 freaking dollars.
And the Symm 2 is $110.
Yes, so
just $110.
Yeah, it's I guess $20, but just get the stand thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely get the charging dock.
There's a RGB on it too, you know. So there you go, right?
It's important.
Yes. So if you guys do want to get either of these mice, we'll leave links below. But let's get started off with the shape, and the shape is so similar. I would say it kind of the Symm 2 kind of bit the shape of the Viper Ultimate a little bit, or just the regular Viper, and I guess the Viper Mini, right? The Viper Ultimate is definitely a larger mouse, as you guys can see. It's around like 5 to 8 millimeters longer, I would say. But as far as the like total arch, it's pretty much in the middle of the mouse for both of the mice. But the Viper Ultimate is definitely a little bit more lower profile. As you guys can see, it's a little bit more up, as far as the arch goes for the Symm 2. So, I mean, they both feel really nice. Also, another thing that's pretty different is the Viper Ultimate is pretty wide. Like, if you guys see, it's a pretty wide mouse. So, it kind of, like, my ring finger kind of rests on top of the Viper Ultimate, as opposed to the Symm 2, my ring finger is more on the side of the mouse. So, it's a pretty different feel a little bit, but they both feel similar in the same way, which is kind of weird, right?
I will say in the past I would have definitely said that I just don't like the Razer Viper because of the shape. I think lower profile mice are growing on me personally, because I do definitely like the Razer Viper Ultimate shape now, but I still prefer the higher profile mice. So I would definitely, as far as shape goes, I'd give the edge to the Symm 2, as well as I think the Symm 2 might be better for a multitude of audiences. Like, I think it's better for a wider amount of people.
Yes, but like I said, the Symm 2 is a little bit shorter, so it's more similar to the shape of the Viper Mini. All right, as far as the clicky clicks go, obviously, the Viper is using their kind of patented mushy Razer switches. I mean, you definitely can get used to it. It's not terrible, but comparing it to the KO 8.0 switches here in the
there's no competition.
Yeah,
there's no competition.
So
I mean, unless, optical, which I've never personally felt has been like a benefit to me, any sort of optical switch, not just Razers. I don't feel like that's ever been a benefit to me. And I don't know why companies can't make them like not mushy. I don't know the technology or like the engineering that goes into that, but like, I feel like every optical switch we've tried has just always been like this kind of mushy, like, ugh.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's not like crisp and tactile like the KO 8.0s.
I guess mushy is kind of like a more negative term. It has a little bit of a negative connotation to it, but I would say it's more just soft. You know what I mean? Just a softer click, which we don't like. Obviously, if you like a softer click, then the Razer,
go for it.
Yeah, mouse is better. But if you like a nice crispy click, then this is way better.
But you can also use the button spacers in the Symm 2 and make the clicks softer if you want to. So there's that customizability aspect. It's just the Symm 2 for switches, because of that, I feel like it just can't be beat.
Yes.
Unless you need optical for whatever reason. And
as far as the side buttons go, so the Symm 2, it's an ambidextrous shape, but we don't have side buttons here on the right side, which kind of sucks. Here on the Razer Viper Ultimate, we have side buttons on both sides of the mouse, but it is kind of like recessed into the chassis, so it's a little bit hard to press. I mean, I never really had any huge issues with that, but definitely I wish it would protrude out a little bit more. So I would say the side buttons on the Symm 2 are better.
Side buttons on the Symm 2 are better. I want to like the Razer Viper Ultimate better just because it has them on both sides, and you guys know I love that. I don't have an issue with pressing them with my thumb, even though they're a little bit more recessed into the chassis than I would like. They're a little bit harder to press than I would like. But on the right side, there's no shot I'm pressing those with my ring finger like I want to. It's such a, like, I'm squeezing the mouse to try and get my finger there. So
yeah,
I wish they were a little bit more outwards, and then I give the edge to Razer every day of the week.
As far as the scroll wheel goes, the Viper Ultimate definitely has way more tactile steps. The Symm 2 is still tactile, but it's a little bit softer, but not a huge deal. So yeah, the switches are way better in the Symm 2. As far as the customization goes, I mean, you got really no customization here in the Razer Viper Ultimate.
Yeah, unless you buy the charging dock, that's about it. You know?
Yeah, and you can't really change out the colors or anything. I mean, there is RGB, but your hand covers the Razer logo. But I do like how you can't really see the Razer logo unless the RGB is kind of on, which is really cool.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah, and also for the dingle, right, the wireless receiver, you can also store it inside the mouse, but you can also do that here in the Symm 2. Yeah.
Right in there.
Yeah. So as far as the Symm 2 goes, the customization is awesome. As you guys can see, it's held in by magnets, super easy to customize, and yeah, there you go. Takes just literally like 5 seconds, right? One thing that I do like about the Razer Viper Ultimate better though is kind of like the rubber on the side, right? That definitely does help improve the grip, you know? It's just plastic here on the side. I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but it's a little bit more like slippery, especially if your hands are sweaty.
Yeah, and I would say just like add grip tape because of that. But again, we're talking about the stock mouse because like I see some people in the comments and they're like, well, my G703 with grip tapes and weight modifications, and like I've drilled holes in it too, and I replaced the battery in it is so much better than that mouse. And it's like, well, you also spent as much as you did on the mouse on the upgrades. Yeah. So.
You know what I mean?
It's like it comes stock like this, so I'm not gonna say like just buy grip tapes, you know?
Yeah. As far as the actual like finish goes, the Razer Viper Ultimate has that kind of patented Razer finish. It's more coarse. There's definitely a little bit more grip, I would say. But it looks a little bit cheaper in my opinion. The Symm 2, it's a lot smoother. It's a very, very smooth finish on the actual like plastic shells. So I would say I like that. It looks better. But as far as grip goes, if you want a little bit more grip, and also like it doesn't show as much fingerprints, then the Razer Viper Ultimate is probably the better option, right?
And this guy, if you get the wrong color, yeah, it's gonna be showing fingerprints.
Exactly.
But yeah, definitely, I like the Razer Viper Ultimate's texture a little bit better. I don't feel like I love that these are customizable, like more customizable as far as the color goes. But the Razer Viper's texture, I actually kind of like it a lot better than what's on here. This just doesn't sort of meet like my G Pro X as far as like the finish on that is phenomenal.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they had like a coarse texture for grip. That'd be really cool actually, you know? But anyways, so there's that. As far as the skates go, we got pure PTFE skates on both of the mice, and they're both very, very smooth, very, very like fast. So there's really no like crazy difference there.
And then both cables, if you do have to plug it in, like you didn't buy the dock for this, they're paracorded, so you're gonna be fine. Exactly. Again, you can just charge it in between games and be fine. You should never really have an instance where you have to charge it in the middle of a game. But so as far as the battery life goes, 70 hours, 80 hours on the Symm 2. So they're fine.
Yes.
They're fine. They're passable. If you need extra battery life, get the Symm 2 if that's like your main concern. But really, they both charge so fast, you don't really have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the weight goes, the Symm 2, as we have it with the solid sides and the solid back on here, is 75 grams around there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Razer Viper Ultimate,
same, like 76 grams.
76 grams, so pretty much the same. Now, as for weight distribution, the Viper, I feel like it feels a little bit heavier. I don't know why.
I feel like it's because it's lower profile.
Yeah, probably because it's more lower to the
ground. The desk, you know what I mean? So it definitely, I don't know, as far as the feel goes, yeah, it definitely feels a little bit heavier. Maybe also because it fills up the hand a little bit more. I don't know. But, you know, they're both pretty much the same exact weight. I mean, you can shut off like 5 grams if you get like the honeycomb, you know, pattern on the sides and also on the shell, but you don't really like the feeling of that. But anyways, weight pretty much the exact same. One thing that Lucas doesn't like about the Viper Ultimate is that this has micro USB, which kind of
shameful.
Who cares? But he doesn't like it. And
shameful. I think the EU is going in the right direction with the USB-C is mandatory.
Yes, so we got USB-C here on the Symm 2, so there's that. And of course, like I said, the Viper Ultimate, the RGB kind of sucks, but the Symm 2 has way better RGB. There you go.
Factual, actual.
So yeah, I feel like the Symm 2 is way better. I mean, I used to main the Viper Ultimate and it's awesome, but I've switched to the wired version, which I absolutely love. And also another mouse that I kind of main as well is the XM1R. This kind of just sits on my desk. I don't really use it all too much. So if I like the wired version, obviously I like the wireless version. And yeah, I feel like it pretty much beats the Viper Ultimate in almost every single category, right? The the buttons are better. There's more customization. It's cheaper. The shape is a little bit better as well, but of course that's more subjective. And yeah, I mean, it has RGB. I don't know.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's just like, in all, it's better in terms of like the value that you're getting for it, as well as just the mouse itself. Like personal preference wise, we both like this one better than the Viper Ultimate, and you usually end up liking a lower profile mouse.
Yes.
Even though this is higher profile. So I'm gonna give the edge to this one. I'm gonna make the winner of this video the Ultra Custom Symm 2 Wireless. Ooh. And I think it's a phenomenal pick. If you do want to save money, they do have a wired version, which I believe is like $70, $80. I'll leave it up on the screen somewhere. And that's a good pick if you're trying to save money too.
Exactly. So anyways, that about wraps it up. If you guys want to get either of these mice, we'll leave links below, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.